everybody. There has been a ever so slight change of plans because Mozza is having some technical difficulties down under. No, baby. Him and his mandarins. Blame him and his mandarins.
It's because we don't have enough mandarins, if anything.
There's all your mandarins. There you go. Is your game loading? No.
Imagine.
No, but we, for whatever reason, Halo is not loading up for good old Mozza. So what we're actually going to talk about, it's going to be a blitz stream. We're going to go, we have a hard out today, but we're going to actually talk about another really fun topic, and maybe something that you guys can kind of use for yourselves is some Halo lore and where you can find some novels. So this is an article from 2021, and it was published, so take this with a grain of salt. It was published by Windows Central when that was a thing. That's when this was a thing, and so just take that with a grain of salt. But it's all the Halo lore books and the order to read them in. I don't think all of the books are actually in here, but there's a good chunk of them. And I think it's funny because we were gonna play the Halo Reach game.
Yeah.
But
it's my favorite one. And you know what?
It's Mozza's favorite one, even though it ruined the novel.
Fuck the book.
The book is so good.
The book can get put in the bin after the game. Man, we don't need the book anymore. I know it ruins it, and you know what? I'm glad it ruins it. I'm happy. Get the book out of here. We don't need it anymore. We got the game. Halo Reach, baby. The last game that Bungie worked on for Halo. The best Halo game that you can download. Still.
Halo 2.
Halo 2?
Yep. Yeah, you know it's true. Like deep in your soul, you know that Halo Reach.
You think I have a soul?
Lol. Halo 2. That's why I said deep. It's buried way down, but it's there somewhere. Yes. But the very first novel that they recommend you read, and I would actually agree with this, is the Fall of Reach novel. It's the first Halo novel that was published. That's debatable, but yeah. And there's so much information in here, and it gives a lot of like general context. It's less character specific than some other novels, as it goes over each one, and you get sort of this general context of what's happening, why it's happening, who these characters are, why you love them or why you hate them, and you know it, and how we got to this point. So something that I really think the game did well was some of the visuals, like the actual the game play of Halo Reach. It's very pleasant, and it's very gamer friendly. Yeah.
One thing that sucked is I feel like they were limited on the Xbox 360 to actually show more Covenant. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like if they were to remaster it now, like a proper remaster, not like what they did with Master Chief Collection, I feel like especially with the ending, right? There'd be like, I reckon there'd be so much more Covenant. You know what I mean? They'd be able to actually show, because I reckon one thing that does suck about the game is they weren't able to show like way more Covenant than there actually was. Like I feel like realistically there would have been like at least 10 times the army that they actually were able to show. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they would only show one big ship. Yeah. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like I thought this was meant to be an invasion. You know what I mean? Like where's the rest of the boys?
Where they at, yo?
Yeah,
you got here early. You showed up to the party too early. The rest of them have not made it.
And that's
Yeah.
just because Xbox 360 just couldn't handle it,
I would probably agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I don't know, because you think about like I'm trying to think other games that were on 360 at the same time because that came out in what 2010.
Yeah, it came out 2010. Yeah.
Oh well, if you think about it, on because PS2 had a lot of similar limitations as 360, and
Yep.
but you had a ton of orcs in the Two Towers game on PS2.
You did. You did.
So like I wonder if maybe it was like the 360 was breaking. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
Like,
also Reach was the most detailed one as well. For some reason, that one they just went really ham. Like even I forget the main gun, but that one's so more detailed than like Halo 3, the previous one before that one, right? Like
yeah.
everything's way more detailed. And I think maybe that had something to do with it, where the ships were more detailed. They were adding extra
Mhm.
like little things to it. So maybe that had something to do with it, where the Xbox 360 was like, bro, what are you doing to me? What are you doing?
It's like, listen, we're already overheating. You gotta chill. You gotta
Yeah,
chill.
we're about to hit the red button, bro. The ring of red death here. Quick,
Ring
boys.
of Red Death. God, that Ring of Red Death. Oh, it's insane. But yeah, guys, Fall of Reach is an excellent novel to pick up, especially if your Halo game is not loading.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh but okay, here
Damn.
we go. Contact Harvest. This is a character specific book, and it's about Sergeant Avery Johnson. And he is like the best outside of like the best character in
Mhm.
the whole game, in the whole series, in the whole lore. And I feel like this is supposed to be
His story.
this is supposed to be Sergeant Johnson's story. And obviously he's going to interact with other people, and this is him like at the very beginning of the war, and like what he and his men went through at that point. But then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm reading it and I'm like, I really do feel like, with as badass as Sergeant Johnson is, I feel like this particular novel was underwhelming for his story, if that makes sense. Like, it's
Hmm.
really, really good, but like I feel like Sergeant Johnson should have had more. And I'm not knocking it. Obviously I didn't write the book. But
Yep.
like when I got to the end, I was kind of like, that was great, but
Where's my
it
boy Johnson?
well, it was like I don't get how he transformed from this Sergeant Johnson into the Sergeant Johnson we have. Cuz like some of the character details that would be necessary for that type of transformation, they were really light on those. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was just being too picky. But I just really wish that there had been more.
Johnson in the Johnson
Yeah.
book.
Yes, I wish there would have been, like, I wish it would have been more obvious how we got the Johnson we did,
Yep.
um, than trying to literally move on. Yeah, exactly, Reverend Bruce. Like, he should have been fast tracked promotion. He should have been Master Chief as well. Like, he should have been at least a first sergeant, if not a
Yeah.
sergeant major or a master sergeant or a master gunnery sergeant, like something. And hey, Project Storytime, passing through. Much good to see you. Legionist, what's going on? Mama Smoosh Mouse, yes. Not enough Johnson. It's not that there wasn't enough Johnson. It's that with everything that happened in this novel, because remember, this is at the beginning of the war. So this is like this is building out Johnson's lore. This is character specific to him. And the Johnson we get in the games, it doesn't
Feels like two different people.
It's like we're missing, it's like there's a chunk missing in the middle. Like I get that this is Johnson at the start, and I get that this is Johnson in the game and like where we ended up with, but what happened to the Johnson in the middle? Like where was he? Like where was that bridge that connected it? Because you kind of have to infer how he got to where he was.
Okay.
And be like, okay, I can see why from here he gets to this. Like, even though you don't have it, the lack of detail really bothered me, is how I can best say that. Yes, I agree. Hello, Cybot, the Covenant plotline in the novel was very good. And that was one of the saving graces, and I think that's why the details I think the details of Johnson were like, for the lack of them was sort of forgiven because the Covenant plotline was really that good.
Carried the book.
Yes, exactly. And so it kind of got overlooked a little bit, but every time I read it, I'm just like, it's just missing something for me when it gets to Sergeant Johnson and his overall.
Especially, he's on the cover too. You know what I mean? It's like, you think you're gonna get like this mad backstory, how he became the badass Johnson, but a bit lackluster.
It was, and it's not that it was a bad novel or anything.
Johnson novel, would you say? like it's not bad, but it's just you don't get what you want with the novel type of thing. Yeah.
Underwhelming. It was an underwhelming Johnson novel for a novel that is supposed to be about Sergeant Johnson. Yeah. Goose says there's more Johnson in Silent Storm, which kind of explains. Yeah, and I did know that, but like, and you can see it comes after Cole Protocol, but like for this to literally be Johnson's premiere novel, like there should have been greater impact on his character overall, and he doesn't. Everything that he did in this novel and everything that he does in the games, like I said, this man should be commendations out the rear. He should be he should be way higher up the ranks, and it's not there. And it bugs me. Soul Assassin said Mass Effect, I think, when we were talking about Xbox 360 games that kind of came out around the same time. So yeah, same thing with Mass Effect. They had quite a bit going on. So on Soul Assassin. Sultan Al Fahim, nice to see the boys.
The boys.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. And then Mr. Tex says Johnson in the middle. Phrasing. But you know what I mean. Like there's a gap in his character arc, and you shouldn't have to infer it. And yes, there's more of him in Silent Storm, but there was no need for that. There shouldn't have been. They shouldn't have had to fix the holes. They shouldn't. There shouldn't have been any holes in this novel about Sergeant Johnson, because it's a novel about Sergeant Johnson. This should be his backstory.
Yep. That's fair.
But Trevlangio says, I hope to meet you all at the FNT meetup tomorrow. Well, this boy over here in Australia is not going to make it. So
this is true. You have to send me in the box.
Even Jenkins. Yes, Jenkins a private for 30 years. Like they did Jenkins and Johnson dirty. They really did. But it's just, it's kind of that tale as old as time in the military. Like, you're exceptional, but because the job description is for you to be exceptional, you're literally just doing the job, and so you're not worth, or you don't get the promotions, because everybody is exceptional, so nobody is. So, but that's Contact Harvest. It is a good novel.
Yep.
Just don't if you feel that sort of like I wish they had built Johnson up a little bit more, it's okay. Like the Covenant plot line really does help save the book. Here we go, the Cole Protocol. So I have not actually read this one. Have you read this one?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So I can't give you I can't help you out with this one. Cole Protocol is an interesting novel that follows Jacob Keyes. Okay, we're getting Keyes. And Vale Vatum prior to their appearances in Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2, respectively. It also features the Spartan 2 team, Grey Team, and the events of the story chronologically line up with Halo Fall of Reach. Interesting. So I'm assuming, okay, so it lines up with the novel. Because if Vatum is in it, then I guess technically he could. Ooh, Keyes and Arbiter get expanded on. I mean, that makes sense. I've not read it. I'm going to have to add this to my list.
To the list.
To the list it goes, the Cole Protocol. I'm intrigued because, I mean, Keyes is an interesting character. I mean, in his own right. Cybot says it's another one to recommend. It's good if you want to see some ODSTs, insurrectionists, and cool Kavi POV. Okay.
I love the ODSTs. They're sick.
Very well. So this novel provides backstory for a few of Halo's main characters and also features the Spartans of Grey Team. So, I mean, I'm down. I'm gonna add it to my list. I'll probably reread Fall of Reach since it lines up chronologically. I'll probably reread Fall of Reach.
Nah, just play the game.
And then read this. We tried, Mozza. Somebody couldn't get it to load.
All right, this is true.
You and your mandarins. All right. Halo Silent Storm. I have read Silent Storm.
Yep.
So follows Master Chief and Blue Team as they attempt to gather vital intelligence about Covenant during the first year of the Human Covenant War. Meanwhile, Human Insurrectionist faction attempts to intercept the Spartans. So what, like Reverend Goose had said, it's a Master Chief story, but we get far more detailed background and character arc on Johnson in this book. Like the details about Johnson are more detailed in this book than in Contact Harvest, which is literally the Sergeant Johnson book. So like it's just
kinda
like
weird.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. You're building out all your characters, and Chief and Johnson, you know, they build each other up, they build each other out. They're great. They're a great dynamic. But I'm just sitting here and I'm like, why am I getting more Johnson in this book than in Contact? No, Chief is definitely saturated in this story.
All right, good.
But it's yes. This is where everyone calls John 117 a baby face.
Oh, really?
Like, yes. So like you get so much more like info and backstory, like so much stuff starts to make sense. And I'm like, why wasn't this in Contact Harvest? Like, why is it in Chief's story and not Johnson's story? It doesn't make any sense that you're going to have all of this in Chief's story. And I get that they play off of each other and that Johnson and Chief have this like just this immutable, unspoken bond between the two of them. I get it. But what the frick? Like, why couldn't you have had some of this stuff in Contact Harvest?
I bet you that's why they did it. They got a lot of complaints on Contact Harvest, and they're like, "Oh shit, quick!"
They were like, the Johnson stands are coming for us. Quick, throw them in the next novel. Like,
yeah, quick, boys, quick! Getting yelled at.
It's this one is so good because it really focuses on like, do the ends justify the means? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, is it's very much the Spartans are still trying to prove that they're not a moral ambiguity, because like Spartans, the way that they operate, it's very black and white. Like Spartans, they don't question that. The way that Spartans operate, it's very black and white. And so like when Chief, that's what, oh my god, that's why in the freaking pit, we're about to divert into a tangent, guys. I'm sorry. The Paramount show, the way they did Chief, like he just the very what was it? The very first freaking episode, he disobeys direct orders 3 times. 3 times. And they just act like, oh, it's because he's Chief that he's disobeying direct orders. No! Like the fact that he is Chief and he is disobeying direct orders is a huge, huge thing. Because Chief, like at the coin flip, all right, here's the thing. I don't even know why they put that in the show. I really have no idea. Because it didn't make sense for anything else that they put in the dang show. But when you do the coin flip, like the people who actually are Halo fans, and you knew something was wrong. You knew something was wrong when they came out, when the Paramount execs or whatever came out and said, we made the pilgrimage to 343. I'm like, that shows that you can't read the room, you don't know your audience, and you have no idea what you're talking about, because everyone hated what 343 did once Bungie was out. Like, everybody freaking hated what 343 did. And you can say, quite frankly, I believe you made the pilgrimage or whatever to 343 because the show sucked so much. And 343 didn't know how to read the audience that it had. And Paramount didn't know how to read the audience that it had. Chief kidnaps a freaking kid. He kidnaps a kid. He disobeys a direct order. He doesn't, and he misses. Chief doesn't miss. Chief misses. I'm like, what the frick is this? Like, Chief doesn't miss. He doesn't go crazy. He doesn't kidnap children. He doesn't question orders. Like when they were like, hey, you need to kill this child. That had an opportunity to be so much for Chief to go through. To be like, does this make us any better than the Covenant? Like to start to question that specific order, because he would never question orders if it was, hey, we need to like the Covenant's about to glass this planet, save who you can and get out. Like he recognizes he can't save everybody, but to have a direct order to murder a child, like even Chief is going to be like, did that come from the top? Like where did that order come from? You know what I mean? He might not even necessarily question the order. He might question who gives the order. Does that make sense? And in the show, like Silent Storm, this does such a good job of building out Chief's character and building out the Spartans and why they use child soldiers, and is it morally correct, and what is this program, and do the ends justify the means? And we are at war with a species that will literally glass us. We're also at war with this unknown, like, right, with this unknown organism that completely decimates whatever it touches. So we're facing off against the Covenant, and we're facing off against the Flood, and even the Covenant is afraid of the Flood. So you're wondering, you have a species who's going to glass you simply because you're human, and you have another organism that you're trying to figure out how to defeat because it doesn't care who did what. Like, it doesn't care if you're human, if you're Covenant, if you're something else. It's just going, it's the Flood. It's going to, it's going to consume you. We didn't get any of that in the series. Like,
nope. Not at
nothing.
all.
You didn't get any of that crap. We see his, not only do we see his top cheeks, we see his bottom cheeks. And like,
yeah, that scene was fucked. Quite literally.
And then
they don't even do hunters right in that.
No. Well, and they've got so they have, here's the most psychotic thing about this. For those of you guys that don't know, there is there's like a port in the helmets, right? And that's where they're able to do certain things. Oh my god, the whole, like, that whole series was just absolutely, I wanted to stab it. I wanted to stab my television. I wanted to stab my computer screen. I just, like, anything I could do to just, I was so angry and I was so mad at Lethal because he was like, dude, it's fucked. And I'm like, no, stop laughing. I like, be mad like me, please, because he takes. Here's the other thing, and Mike, so Epic Mike, Disparu, Lethal, and we streamed about the series and sort of our thoughts. Season 2 has finished filming, by the way. Yeah. God help us all. God help us all. So on Lethal's channel, it was Lethal, Epic Mike, Disparu, and myself. And we would talk about it. And they literally pull, like, it has nothing to do with the show. This makes no sense. Has nothing to do with the training that they went through, the desensitization, the questionable ethics used by individuals to produce these child soldiers, right? None of that. No, it's because there's an implant that they can dig out at any time. There's an implant, and I'm like, listen, here is, because I literally told him there's something called the peanut butter shot, and it's called because it makes your bum feel like peanut butter after you get it. Okay, but what it does, yes, this is a thing that the military does. Everybody's like, oh, that's urban legend. No, I'm telling you, what it does is it basically kills your sex drive, because sex is it's a fucking distraction. Okay, like, it's a distraction. If you are busy worried about bumping uglies, you're not worried about the mission, right? So there are chemical inhibitors for that, but it's usually used in training or if you're about to go into like very high stress situations. There's a lot of stuff that the military uses to try and keep you functioning through some really effed up stuff that you should not be functioning through, right? But when they took it out, I told them, because that was the episode before all the bangity bang bang stuff started happening. I was like, look, the only reason that you're going to implant a chip like that isn't that at the base. I was like, if it was up by the skull, then I could see it being like, an implant to send electronic signals to help alter behavior. I was like, but it's at the base of the spine. The only things that go down there have stuff to do with reproductive situations. And the next freaking episode, it's just a freaking porn, but prawn. It's a prawn. It's just all over everything. And she's a freaking, for all he knows, is a Covenant spy. And he's banging her. And I'm just like, what the frick? And his apparently Master Chief's dick is so good that he converts her to, to their side, to the USNC. But then she gets one human accidentally tases, accidentally tases her because he sees her at, wasn't informed, whatever the situation, unintentionally harms her. It wasn't even his fault, really.
Yep.
And she turns back to the Covenant side. I'm like, what? I was like, oh my god, just go get dicked down by Chief again, and you'll be fine. I just, the whole
Katana's
show.
supposed to watch. Yeah, Katana's a cook.
Oh yeah, Cortana's just sitting there watching the whole damn thing.
Yeah,
and I'm just like what is happening? I swear, like the Halo series, the guy who made it, like Lethal has an excellent point. Disparu also found some excellent footage. I swear, the guy who made Paramount and the guy who made the Willow series, the Paramount Halo series and the Disney Plus Willow series, I swear it's their fetishes on screen. It's their fetishes. It has to be. Like, I can think of no other reason why you would need to see Master Chief's face, or why you would put that much sex in a Halo show. Like, there was so much. There was so much. It was unnecessary and unwanted. And yes, Gigawatt, like, Cortana was designed to make Master Chief a meat puppet. Like, they have a fundamental misunderstanding of that entire situation in the game. Yes, it's also a war. Like, he sleeps. She's technically a prisoner of war. That's a freaking. You can't do that. That's a war crime. Like, I'm just sitting there watching this, and Lethal's like, yep, Lady G, it's okay. It's okay. I'm like, it's really not. Like, it is not okay at all. I just,
It's a war crime, huh, man?
It is. Hold on, let me scroll up because I see people have been commenting, and I just went on a freaking 11-minute rant about this. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's not Chief at all in that show. He kidnaps a kid, tries to murder his quote unquote mom. Yes, and he rapes. Yep, he grapes a POW. Yes, Goose. Yes, it's all bad. They treat him more like a Rambo, a bit of a loose cannon type, which is not character accurate. I don't think it's really Rambo either. It's more like, oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? The clone print. The one that they used for the clones, for the clone army.
Oh, Django.
Django, yeah. Literally, it felt more like a Django Fett than a Rambo. It did, but I even still, it wouldn't have been character accurate to Django Fett either. It's just insane. Yeah, the chosen one element,
it's weird.
But that was solely because they needed to insert the girl who is the key to everything. They had to have her in there, so they had to give her be the chosen one so that she can activate Forerunner objects. And it's just like, no, literally any human can do that. And that's why the Covenant hates you. I'm bashing the Halo series, Mr. Tex. Yep, Here you go. Nope, you don't need to be special. That's the whole reason why the Covenant wants to wipe out the human race. Like, it's just a massive undermining of stuff. Master Cheeks, yeah. But Chief took off his helmet, though. No, I was done with the series the second that happened. Don't ever see it, Reverend Goose. Don't do it. It was an abomination. I'm glad Disparu. Hopefully you check out Lethal streams on it too, because the Cortana's.
Yeah, it was weird.
God in heaven,
Was it the last episode when he finally turns into Master Chief? It's not even him. It's Katana controlling him.
Yeah, it's Katana treating him like a meat puppet, and so because old girl, the girl who like disappeared for 5 episodes comes back and is like, Chief, and then he just like turns his head, and you're like, okay, so is it? It's supposed to be this big cliffhanger of, well, is it Cortana or is it really Chief? Who are we looking at? So I thought, you know what? Sometimes you cry while you laugh. That's all I'm asking for.
True.
Like,
when you're watching your favorite universe,
get destroyed.
Yeah. I'm used to it now. It just happens all the time.
It just breaks my soul. Yes, shit level writers and plot and acting, quite frankly. Like, there were some moments of good acting, but it was like unintentional. Look, more than one time, Disparu, Lethal, Mike, and I were like, we just need to follow the assistant. Turns out he actually has like a basement full of clones of her. that he's
Yeah,
been
that was
keeping.
weird.
Like, he was, oh gosh. But like, I was more invested in his story than anybody else's.
I'm kind of hoping that he had a clone army of himself, and
Right?
he'll become the main villain, right? So it'll
Yes.
turn into it'll kind of what I'm hoping is the show kind of turns into Star Wars: The Clone Wars, right? Whereas the main threat is his army now, an army of him.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. And then just crushes all of the women. All of
Yep.
them.
He
Like,
defeats the flood.
yes. Yes.
You imagine?
Absolutely. It'd be fantastic.
Oh,
Gigawatt
God.
says Spartan 2s were effective because of their morally questionable training as children, not because of behavioral implants. Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
that's the whole thing. It's not because here's the thing about any type of technology. It can be overridden.
yep.
It can be undermined and it can be overridden. But the human brain, while it is electrical impulses, the human brain is very, very hard to break out of its initial conditioning, which is why they had to get them as children.
Yep.
Because even as teens, like that's one thing. Even with like Jedi training, and they're telling Anakin, well, he's too old. It's because he's out of that phase of accepting the training as it is, as and going with it as the basically the ultimate truth, or the core truth. And because what you pick up as a child really does shape who you are as a human moving forward. And that's why that's why these child soldiers, they had to get them as children, because if they start to, you know, basically grow any kind of independence or start to question the situation or the cause or their own methods, then the conditioning, no matter what kind of conditioning you give to them, there's always that chance that they'll be able to break that loop, which again is why that's why when Chief disobeys a direct order, it's a huge deal.
Yeah.
But he did it like 4 times in the first episode of the series, and it just completely undermines his character and why it's such a big deal.
Yep. And you're just like, L.
Yeah. Proven says Master Chief will be perfect when a woman controls him against his will. Yeah, straight cringe. Awful. Yeah. So bad. Not good. Not at all good. Oh god, no fembots, please. Better yet, fembots will be added to the Halo series, making it more like a classic Skinamax. No.
Put it in the bin. I don't want nothing to do with it. Do you
To the
think Halo?
bin.
Yeah. Do you reckon they'll get their full Because didn't the Halo show want like 5 seasons or something?
Yes. They Paramount has paid for 5 seasons of Halo, just like Amazon paid for 5 seasons of Rings of Power, and they're both trash. But they can't come out and admit that they're trash, and they can't course correct because they've put all their freaking eggs in this basket. Quite frankly, if this burns Paramount and Amazon to the ground, because didn't Amazon buy Paramount? I feel like, or no, maybe not. I don't know. All I know is if it burns Paramount, if Halo burns Paramount to the ground and Rings of Power burns Amazon to the ground, I will be just fine. I will. Like, honest to God, I think whatever they have for season 2, they should just
scrap it.
Set it on fire, blow it up, shoot it out into the flood or the Covenant, and let the Covenant glass it, whatever, and just start over. Because
Can you imagine Halo Reach as a movie, like just the game, by the way, not the book.
There's fan films.
I know, right? Like that would be. Imagine like if they had the budget that these big ones had, it would be so fucking awesome.
There's millions of dollars to be made if you do justice by it. Yep. But it's
and the thing is, it's not like Halo is that complicated of a story. You know what I mean?
No.
It's kind of just
Yeah.
it's just a space marine story. God, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it could be easily put into a show or a movie. Like it's not like it's complicated as fuck.
No.
Yeah.
It's a very here's the thing, like you say it's a very basic concept, but
Well,
it's well
yeah.
executed. That's
Yeah,
the thing. The
yeah.
Characters are engaging and they're interesting, and you can regard like Sergeant Johnson is literally my favorite character, and
He's badass.
I don't look or sound anything like Sergeant Johnson. And it's we're at this point now where this vanity and this self-insertion has just it's gotten out of control, and it's destroying everything. And it's the idea is, so have you ever seen The Mummy with Brendan Fraser from 1999?
No.
Okay, when we get off in 18 minutes, you need to go watch it. But in that here, let me see if I'll probably get struck, but let me see if I can find the clip really fast. But in the movie, it literally hang on. Okay. Let's see if we can there's a scene. So Rick, he's one of the main characters, and he goes up and he talks to this guy named Winston, who is part of the Royal Air Force.
Yep.
And Winston has survivor's guilt because he's got survivor's guilt because all of his buddies who were also in the RAF, the Royal Air Force, here it is. Okay, hold on a sec, guys, because I didn't share audio. I'm gonna try really hard not to get hit, but give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, and I'm gonna have to get it like right on there. Let me see. Okay.
Bro, you've never seen 99 Mummy? Damn it, Mozza. Dude, listen. And that movie's literally older than me.
Oh my gosh, you're such a baby. It is fantastic. I promise you're gonna love it. Just let me get share system audio. Okay. Here we go. I got this. All right. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
Yep. A word?
So what's your little problem got to do with His Majesty's Royal Air Corps?
Not a damn thing.
Is it dangerous?
Well, you probably won't live through it.
Why, Joe? Do you really think
so? So, okay.
Bumped into has died. Why not you?
What's the challenge there?
Rescue the damsel in distress, kill the bad guy, and save the world.
Boom! That easy. The Mummy from 1999 just gave you the basis for every billion-dollar film ever. Like, you want to make money? Follow that right there. Follow it, and it will lead you to greener pastures. Okay? Disney, Amazon, Paramount. Like, the fact that is such a controversial opinion is mind-blowing to me. Like, that's all it takes. It is a simple concept. It's a simple concept that is well executed. It's when these writers and these directors, they go straight out and they're like, oh, we're going to write the novel that Tolkien never wrote. Yeah, it's because he never wanted to write it. And I sincerely doubt that you are a better author than J.R.R. Tolkien, who is the grandfather of modern fantasy. Like, Halo probably wouldn't be a thing without J.R.R. Tolkien.
Ish.
Like, it's just insane. I can't believe it's so simple. You just need to have a simple concept that is well executed. It's all about the execution. It's all it is. And when you can't deliver, you fail, as we have seen time and time and time again, because you're putting agenda over story and you're putting, fifis over character development. Nobody wants to sit down and listen to Master Chief, cry for 27 minutes about how he's a failure and how Cortana can make him a better version of himself, and all he's ever wanted to do is to make the USNC proud. Like, bitch, what? Who are you? You're not Master Chief.
Yeah, fuck off.
God in heaven. And the whole reason why Cortana takes over Chief is just completely lost on them. Like, literally, Cortana admits in the show that she was just waiting Master Chief to die so she could take over his body. And if he didn't die soon enough, she was just going to kill him. She was literally programmed. Here's the other thing. Cortana was just programmed to kill him. That's what they say in the show. That means that someone had to go in and program Cortana to murder one of their elite soldiers. Okay?
Yep.
So that means that they had to have had this planned since picking him out as a child. So then why wouldn't you simply just kill him as a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
You're right, Proven. They don't want to make money. They just don't want to make money.
They fucked up the relationship between Katana and Master Chief. Like the first game, you know what I mean? They're talking to each other, but by the second game, they're literally like best friends. You know what I mean? And then,
Yep. So yeah, I have a big problem with the character graping that they did to Master Chief and Sergeant. They didn't even use him.
Yeah, he's not even there. The best, like,
they're gonna make keys. They made keys. They made keys of black, and they made Miranda mixed race. And I'm like, dude, you didn't need to make keys black. You have Sergeant Johnson. What are you doing?
Literally, like Sergeant Johnson's that would have been the biggest reveal, and they fucking dropped the ball. They literally dropped the ball.
1000%. Also, I don't care how high rank he is. There's no way he's just gonna casually talk with his daughter about top secret information in the middle of a hangar where everybody can freaking hear them. Lack of OPSEC really irritates me. Okay, Halo Oblivion. I've only read this one once, and it was because it was the sequel to Silent Storm. Blue team attempt to steal a frigate from the Covenant with a ruthless elite fleet master that tries to stop and kill them. This is a very contained story, is how I'm gonna put, like, the story inside Halo Oblivion, the novel, is a very contained story. Like, you see how it connects to other events in Halo.
Yep.
But it's like it's in a glass tube of Halo.
Yeah.
So
its own mission type of thing, kind of. Yeah.
So it's very good as that. But if you're looking to expand on overall Halo lore, this one is not really going to do that for you, if that makes sense.
Self-sustained story, not really explaining the lore. Yeah.
Yep. So, but it's not bad, especially as a sequel to Silent Storm. It follows it very well.
Yes, right.
Halo Battleborn, and you said you've not read this one, right?
Nope.
Okay, guys, I'm going to read the description. Battleborn follows 4 teenagers and a Spartan as they work with the rest of the UNSC forces on the planet Meridian to combat the Covenant's grueling invasion of the planet early on in the war. I did not finish this one. Oh, dang it, I showed the author's name. I didn't finish this one. You want to talk about a YA Halo novel? Now, y'all can disagree with me if you've read it as well.
It sounds cringe.
It's not a good Halo story. It's not a good Halo story. It's horrible. Like, it is so intersectional and feminist heavy, and like, they literally They literally bashed Chief in this book. And I was like, what?
Why?
Are you serious? Because
Teenagers though. Who the fuck wants to follow teenagers in this great war? You know what I mean?
know, right? Like
What the
it's
fuck?
like it's like the author of this book tried to take from Red Dawn and like
yeah.
and make them the like Wolverines of Halo. And I'm like, ain't no teenager who isn't already serving in the UNSC, right?
Dude.
Who isn't already in the isn't already in the what is it called? The funnel or the you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, is not already either in training to be part of the UNSC or is in pre-training to be part of the UNSC. There is no teenager alive that is not already on that fast track for UNSC. Who's gonna live and is gonna like look at what he's holding. Look at what he's holding. Look at that.
The needler. There's no way there's no way he even gets that gun.
No.
Let alone like because even people who are in the academy for the army for this universe, most of them are gonna die. You know what I mean? They ain't even gonna win the fights. Let alone what? So is it just 4 random kids? So they're not even part of the army yet?
Yeah, no. One is I'm trying to remember exactly. She got kicked out of the army because she was too good. She was too good. She got kicked out of the UNSC because she was too good. Obviously, she questioned everything, and she
knows best.
She knew. I'm trying to remember exactly the context, but basically, in a training op that's basically supposed to be like the Kobayashi Maru, she beats it because she can like outthink the supercomputer or some shit. It's just insane. I believe that's the concept. Yeah. I'm not even when I tell you this is a YA novel from hell, like why this is anywhere in the Halo universe, could not tell you. But there's all this like female empower. At one point, one of the boys is crying, and the one back here with the tablet like shuts down the Covenant communications. So the Covenant, the elites are standing there like, should we kill these kids or not? They're like tapping their
Covenant.
Yeah, the Covenant, they're staring at Covenant elites. And the Covenant elites are not doing anything because she hacked their comms. She hacked their comms or whatever. And so she's like she's intercepting it and is saying, leave the kids alone or some trash like that. Meanwhile, the boy is crying and she's over here saving them.
Dude, the Covenant would have killed them on sight.
I know.
What the fuck?
So this book is brought to you by Cassandra Rose Clark. I don't recommend at all. It's just
I don't want to swear on your channel, but she's an idiot.
Yes, there's 2 of these. Here's Battleborn Meridian Divide, same 4 kids. Direct sequel to Battleborn, taking place a few months after the Covenant's invasion is over. Characters from the first story return to Meridian to monitor the Covenant's effort to retrieve a piece of Forerunner technology on the planet. So now, not only are these children, not only were they directly responsible for helping defeat the Covenant's first invasion, they are now being entrusted with Forerunner technology.
Kids. Who aren't even a part of the army, by the way.
They're not at all part of the UNSC. But they got recognized by the UNSC or whatever. They're like, we don't need you. They basically told the UNSC to F off. Like, it's just bad. And this is the second book. I believe there was supposed to be a third book, and it got canceled because these were so horrific and so badly received. It was just not good. Yeah, Cassandra Rose Clark. If you see her name on anything, run away. Epic Mike, hello, a demigod and an elder beating. You'd have to be if you're going to stare at the Covenant right in the face and not get shot. But yeah, it's just, I just don't. I'm floored because these guys are out in the open fighting the Covenant.
Do you reckon it was a self-insert? Was the chick?
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely. Because the boys are nowhere as competent as the girls.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as competent. Like, she's faster, she's smarter, She's stronger. She shoots better. Like at one point, I think. So I did not really waste my time with the whole. Like I did a skim read of the novel because it lost me after page 3. It really lost me after the first sentence. Yeah, it really lost me after the first sentence. But by page 3, I was like, I'm just gonna skim read. And as I was skim reading, I was getting angry.
Really?
Right?
Shit.
Yeah, I skim read through the first one, but like basically she takes the needler and she ricochets the shot from the needler off of a Covenant shield or something like that, and then hits an elite in the back. And so they think that the gunfire is coming from behind them. So they all turn around and then they're able to like take out a squad of elites because they've turned around and their energy shields are facing the other way. I swear, she must have been on the writer's team for the Halo show. It was awful. No, dude, Soul Assassin, it was bad. Like, if you want your intersectional feminism, there you go. Battleborn 1 and 2 is awful. Like, who's going to give teenagers access to Forerunner technology?
No one. No one. They'd be dead. They would have been dead first encounter of yeah, they would have. The
like,
Covenant.
there's no way 4 teenagers are going to.
It's such a kick in the nuts to
a covenant. There's no way that they're going to repel a Covenant invasion. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's such a kick in the nuts to like even the novel of Halo Reach, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole planet. You're telling me 4 teenagers can do it, but this whole planet can't, and you're
exactly.
Like, what the fuck? So when they do that, it's just making the Covenant look stupid, and then you're making all the other Spartans that have died look stupid. Like it does more damage than positive because by making the Covenant look stupid, now you're making the Spartans look stupid. You're making the whole what a waste of time. Like, why?
Yeah.
They need to understand. Keep your bad guys fucking like bad guys like
capable. An actual threat. They need to be an actual threat. If 4 teenagers can literally stop an invasion of Covenant, the Covenant are not that scary.
Yeah, and if you want teenagers, it has to be luck that they win. You know what I mean? It has to be because, maybe because in a weird way, it would actually be pretty cool to see a teenager on a planet that is about to get glassed, right? But the thing is, the way they live is probably some Spartans coming in at the last second to save them. You know what I mean? It has to be shit like that. You can't have the teenagers winning. It has to be, they get saved at the last second. Like stuff like that. Or it has to be super fucking lucky. Teenagers should not be killing Covenant.
Like in Jurassic Park, like she was the sister. You go to the OG Jurassic Park. She was a hacker. And this was, this was when hacking was really kind of a thing, and kids were getting into computers, and stuff was a lot less secure back then, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't that hard it was believable that this girl who'd gotten in trouble at school for hacking was able to get into the system and start locking the doors. But even she needed to be saved. Like it's not like she was the hacker and then she picked up a gun and then she tranked all the dinosaurs or shot all the dinosaurs. And it's not like she was the one that was able to call in a rescue. You know what I mean? She didn't do it all on her own. It's just, it's flat out insulting. It is flat out insulting to everybody in the universe. You lost hundreds of soldiers and dozens of Spartans to the Covenant. All you needed was these 4 teenagers.
Yeah.
All you needed were these 4 teenagers. Like, are you kidding me?
As good as these kids, bro. Like, what the heck? Right?
And they're such surface level characters. There's no depth. There's no arc. It's just their sin was they were too good at what they could do. That was their sin.
Yeah. Just lame. Such a lame.
I hate it. I hate it. Stay away from the Battleborn books. The third one got canceled. That's how bad it was.
Got canned. In the
Halo
bin.
the Flood.
Ooh.
All right, it is exactly 4:00. So I will, yay or nay, what's your opinion on Halo the Flood novel? Have you read it?
I haven't read it. I haven't read a lot of these. I always get yelled at. I always get yelled at by Lethal because I haven't read a lot of these books. I'm
Okay.
I've played the games, and that's why I actually prefer the game of Halo Reach
Okay.
than the novel. Yeah.
This
Is this
is
really good?
Yes, this is one of the few multi POV novels that I enjoy. Because, like, usually the transition between points of view is really rough. And sometimes you can't tell when you've transitioned. And so you're like, oh crap, this is so and so's point of view, not so and so's point of view. So now I have to like rearrange my brain to think, but this does it very well because they're simultaneously happening, so it's not like you're jumping back and forth from past to present or to future. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's a very good complementary story in my opinion. So I do recommend Halo the Flood. We didn't get to all of the books on this list, mostly because I went off on a crazy rant. But I do have to have a hard out today. I am sorry, guys. This was just kind of a blitz stream. We were gonna play Halo Reach, but
Yeah.
someone
Halo,
couldn't get the load.
Halo actually hates me. Every time we've tried to play it, it's messed up.
It's because
But
you haven't read the novels. That's why. It's mad at you because you haven't read the novels.
the Halo Reach novel can actually just go in the bin. We don't need it because we got the game.
No, you need to read the novel.
Apparently, it's not even connected to the game anyway. Does it even count anymore, or did they just get rid of it in canon? Which one's canon, the game or the book?
Well, technically neither, because like it's 343, so neither and both simultaneously.
Yeah.
But I do, guys, go check out the Halo lore. There's lots of it. There's great fan films as well that you can check out.
Yeah, the fan films are crazy. And then there's a new one that's coming out. Did you see that? That one's gonna be sick. Lethal did an interview with them.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Guys, there's so much out there. Just go take a look. Check out Lethal's channel. He's a huge Halo fan. And it's all good things. It is really, there's a lot of good out there. You don't have to put up with the bad at all. There's a lot of Halo out there, and the lore is really good. Like I said, stay away from the Battleborn books, and you should be pretty set.
All right, this is gonna really piss you off. I actually prefer Gears of War over Halo.
Oh, we lost Lethal. Oh no, where did he go? Oh, you're back.
I'm more of a Gears of War guy than Halo.
Like, even lately, like the latest Gears of War?
I haven't played 4 or 5. So I didn't even play Judgment Day. So I beat the trilogy. I played the trilogy and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I heard 4's good, but 5's apparently
5
really
is
bad.
awful. 5 is so bad. It's so bad. I like Gears of War, but not near as much as I love Halo. Not even close.
Really? I love Gears. Gears is my freaking back in the day, all the time playing Gears, man.
No.
Yep.
Have you ever played the Jack and Daxter games?
No, but I've seen them. We need
to play that at some point because those are fantastic games. I know they're Sony based, but they're so good. They're PlayStation games, but it's good. Gears 5 is not the best one. Stop being inflammatory.
Gears 5, baby. Gears 5.
All right, I have got to bounce. I've got an appointment that I got to get to, but yes, Soul Assassin. There's only 3 Gears games. So guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Sorry about the change of plans. We will get you guys some campaign
soon
playthrough. So it'll be good. It's a lot of fun. I love these streams, and much love to you all. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Mozza, thanks for hanging. And
Yeah.
God bless, Godspeed, and have a good day.